I am ready to continue on with Monstera. It has been a minute since I have played her, and I am excited to get on with her. I have been achievement hunting, and I have one achievement left, which is the avenue that I am intending to follow with this specific plot. I'm very excited for that. So let's open Monstera. Here we are, Monstera. Funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt. Seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. You wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Bernie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snag her away from the things to something. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back its hind legs, its mouth open, whispering tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is a deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my god, what do we do? Stella, keep an eye out on her for us. Make sure you don't get into any more trouble. Welcome home. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble. I want to be home by sunset. I don't want to hear any more complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Winnie can fix you some of Stable's new blends. Maybe it'll calm you down a bit. I think you'd like today's mix. It's chonga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? It's Kanika. Where's Kanika? She's right there. Kanika. Kanika exists. We found Kanika. Is it based on the amount of tea you drink? Because she was missing from the other memory, I think. Or, I don't know. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I want to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. So I clearly did something on Irenexus's route that made Kanika disappear that I didn't do on this route. That is so cool. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay for Reese to come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyways. The only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget them. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. As you leave Tabitha's office, you take a moment to grab your bearings, only to be interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks hops through a hole in the fence and appears over the crest of the hill. She did it. Oh, because this isn't chapter 5. Duh, this is chapter 4. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw Mine, that place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw Mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty woods for support struts, and the entire mine came down. A few lucky died instantaneously, but for most of the souls who perished here, it was a slow and agonizing. Your father was a foreman of the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he has a job tomorrow morning. My dad said our house is haunted. She interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something dark, much louder. Though you hear it, you can't feel it in your chest, and your brow goes like a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from the phone illuminates the chamber. Monstera! Monstera, are you alright? Wait. Becca and Alexis are still down here. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Oh yeah, this is the one where she loses a foot. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts through the darkening road. There are 2 of them now. Is you ready to leave? Janie approaches from a far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Monster, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I just heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nice people. Morning, is the new blend ready? Of course. Monster, if you'd like to keep Mouse company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Monster, aren't you? My name's Bo, Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Policeman told me what I saw, what happened to my daddy. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on a quiet hill just off Main Street. The Scarlets own most of the houses out here. We rent them just out for employees. Just more convenient, you know. Your cousin pulls out a heavy set of keys from her pocket. She picks out one marked with a bright strip of green tape and unlocks the door. Come on in, don't worry, it's empty. Yep, he's a dog. You can't tell if the dog is the mayor from the little stash in his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he's the position of authority has been lent to. See, I'm friends with Tabitha in this one. Before you catch up to your companions, you're interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike this man. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor have an uneasy issue, wouldn't it? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Monstera. Everyone's buzzing about you. Sorry about your aunt. I bet she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Basement is what you might expect from a portrait artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from the piles in the corners of the room. Hiding the bare cement floor, ghoulish faces coat the paint in the walls, staring out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyways, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted anyways. Lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika's anxiously picking at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet, intense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So are we talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Monster is still in town? We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese used to do that all the time. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like it's ever going to change. I'm sick every day and I'm not getting better. I just don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing his pain and grabbing himself in his arm. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina is situated in the back room, and Alexis is good at keeping her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Oscar and Kanika settle in as the door swings open. Seems I made it just in time. Let's get this show on the road. I don't have all night. But this is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stage. Stella pointing back at the carpet and revealing a hatch. The floor around it is stained and reddish brown. I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. It would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have had the same issues with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the dark cracks, don't they? The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit, it doesn't matter which. Bullshit. I hope he didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know what you should volunteer. You must be joking. Let's just leave. Agreed. Sybil, you get in here. Can you get us out? Sybil sighs. Tabitha, are you sure you want to leave this business unfinished? Absolutely, this is not our problem. If you think it's the best course of action, yes, I can get you out. It's only a question of seeing through the illusion. We're in the basement, even if all of our senses are telling you otherwise. Try closing your eyes and remembering where you are. Okay, so what I'm recalling, this is the one where we are romancing Reese. We are not friends with Avery. Rosalina lost her foot. We are closer with Tabitha in this one. We did go hang out with her. I don't know if we're friends per se, but we are closer with her. Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later. She hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight. But let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Monstera. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Slaw Jr. now commands the entirety of the city hall, a swirling void of wrath, despair, and the people of this town who will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. Okay, waking up. You open your eyes, it's a new day. Last night seems so far away, you can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the famous spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and Tabitha. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, have you heard from Stella? I haven't been able to get a hold of her. I thought she might have at least checked in with you. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Um, Never mind about Stella. How are you doing? Not great, but that's also really not important right now. I know we haven't exactly gotten along, but let's meet up with the town and look for Stella together. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of your day. In the meantime, you think about someone's age. Think about Reese, the chronically ill artist living in the clinic. You'll find something about his brooding and mysterious air alluring. Hopefully you'll get to know him better today. Done here, you turn off the faucet and dry yourself. You make your way to the closet. There is no denying it. The doll moved at some point in your most recent visit, but your long dead relative's creepy doll is the only thing that's different. Someone else was in here. Mulling something over. Possums stare up at you. They both have bread. That's nice. Bye, babies. Close the drawers. This is their home now. There's nothing you can do to change that. Head downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking, this week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Does it even matter how the strike plays out? Any resolution would merely treat the symptoms of the disease rotting at the heart of the Scarlet Hollow. For things to stand any chance of getting better, There's something deeper you still have to fully uncover. Okay, so this is the one where we're mystical and hot, isn't it? I think we're hot in this one. Oh, that's exciting. Um, do you regret leaving Charlie down there? Not at all, and I don't care if Grandma Eddie killed him. The past is the past, and neither of us had anything to do with it. We can always build a new town home. We can never get back the years lost. Have you heard anything from Stella? Kanika can't get a hold of her. No, not that that's exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Um, so I have two options. I have the hot option and the mystical option. Do you want me to help smooth things over? I'm pretty good at negotiating. People always help me out with stuff like this if I ask nicely. Or the strike is just a symptom of the rot in this place. If we don't treat the underlying disease, it won't even matter who wins. Which, I'm thinking the mystical route. I'm thinking I'm just gonna ignore the strike entirely. I'm not gonna do anything to help either way. Because I don't feel like Monster would care. She doesn't really care much about what's going on in this town. Strike is just a symptom of the rot in this place, Tabitha. If we don't treat the underlying disease, it won't even matter who wins. Don't worry yourself with this little rabble. They won't last long, trust me. You should probably get going, right? Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe, no more hijinks. But let me know if you get into trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Fuel up with a quick peanut butter and jelly. If Stella's MIA, then you know you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a peanut butter and jelly in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. It's time to head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree lines. Feeding a feeling that reminds you that your time in this woods with Stella and Ditchling shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though they're getting bolder. As you continue the trek to town, you pause to stare out at the mountains range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the dangers threatening to the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building since the moment you stepped off that bus. It isn't long until your journey from the estate is over, and you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Hey, you made it! I still haven't heard from Stella, and I've already seen a bunch of those ditchlings things scurrying around in broad daylight. I know my mom said they're harmless, but we should start looking for her. So, how are you mentally? That's a great question. My concept of how the world works is being shattered a little more each day, so that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole. But I also keep feeling like there's too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has here are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't just let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by a Bigfoot. And my mom is just so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. Anyways, that's how I'm doing. Probably about as poorly as everyone else who was at the library last night, maybe except for Stella. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today, that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot happened in the past couple of days. Still, there will be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. Is the ghost still in the library? I have no idea. I don't think anyone should even try to look, especially not you. Who knows what might happen if that thing so much as catches a whiff of scarlet blood. Any leads on Stella? I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else yet, so nope, none so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean shit. Double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone. But I also don't want to bet on that. I guess we should get started. Yeah, we're running daylight. Where to first? Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Definitely. I probably should have done that before getting you to come all the way down here, but to be honest, I was scared of wandering off by myself, just in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil. It'd be great if this turns out to be nothing and she's just asleep in bed. To make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. The interior was cold, and not just physically. There's an absence of joy and life that leaves only a chill behind. This is the ghost of an empty house. There's a sombering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. We should go in, right? Screw going in there. Let's just get the cops. You've met Scarlet Hollow's finest, and you still want to leave this up to them. As unsettling as the door situation is, we can talk to the cops after we've seen what's inside. I try not to involve Scarlet Hollow's finest unless it's absolutely necessary. I wouldn't trust them to detect their way out of a paper bag. Kanika steps forward, crossing the threshold into Stella's house. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Okay, nothing unusual so far. This is perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera. Not even a tipped over lamp. That's good. Make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Aw, she still does that little corkboard or string thing. She loves putting those strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open. A loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Is Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been when she was already expecting me. We turn to leave Stella's house. Okay, so not here. We have no idea where she is. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping or in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. We're going to the cops. I know they probably won't actually do anything, but we should see if we can get them to start looking for her before we go anywhere else. Let's check with Oscar and Rosalina. They're at the old Maxwell place, right? Yes, the place your oh-so-gorgeous generous cousin decided was suitable for habitation. Sorry, I know she's your family and everything, but with what Oscar and Rosalina have been through this week, I just can't believe she'd even suggest something like that. The risk of infection has got to be through the roof. I just hope we can find somewhere else for them to stay soon. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention. You turn to see a ditchling approaching a corner to pixel in the alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. Ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your rival, cranks its neck to face you, its eyes settling on with an alien indifference. Hey, quit it! The words feel meek as if they leave your mouth. Ditchling's unaffected turns back to its cornered prey. I'm grabbing Pixel. Before you can react, a small pack of dogs wraps the dog. They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Your task complete, they saunter towards you. What the? What are Daisy and Scraps doing out here? Are they leading some sort of ditchling hunting dog gang? Pixel timidly steps towards you. Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat. Come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I see how it is. Everyone likes Monstera, even the cats. Thanks, guys. Pack of dogs scampers off, their work done. What the hell is going on in this town? Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place, it was clearly once a mid-century modern home and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealed cracked walls and dust clouded glass. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I was startled, y'all. The walls here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night, and it shows. His graying face seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please, come on in. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are taking it like a champ. Before Dr. Kelly can continue, Pixel jumps from your arms, bounding across the room and leaping out into Rosalina's chest. Pixel, I've been so worried about you. I told you he'd turn up. Dr. Kelly, almost gentle bedside manner, vanishes as she turns and glares at you. I see we have visitors. How is she, Doc? You can tell. She can tell us herself. What do you say, Rosalina? How are you? Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping, so not so bad now. What are you not gonna do today? Walk around? Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility as her father. I should have no need for anyone to step in and take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. But give it time, then you can all do the running around you want. All right, Rosalina, you just have to make sure you give that leg of yours a chance to heal up a bit first. And you don't want to pop any stitches. How's Reese? He's fine, had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. He just needs a couple of days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement, not even a movie. I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. But I want to see Shinochi Deathblood. I was promised chilling Japanese found footage horror. Watch it on your own. I'm sure your cousin has a TV lying around somewhere in that big house. That is not what I meant to click. That was an accident, but I guess it works. See, I'm glad she's here too. But it makes what I was planning to do a little harder, so I may not do it. We found something in Oscar's house last night. A stone carving that gave me and Tabitha a vision about what had happened there. There was one of the mines the other night, too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Something awful is going to happen at the clinic, just like something awful happened at Oscar's house and at the mines. Forgive me if I don't take your funny little feeling very seriously, but the clinic is safe. I understand there have been some strange events around town, but Reese and I have lived in the clinic for a long time and we've never encountered anything. She glances at Oscar. Ghostly. There's no need to concern yourself with our safety. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened to us last night, he'll be fine. If some kind of ghostly emergency happens, I can take care of him, so none of you need to come snooping around. Sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts, and you can do laundry at our house too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms that I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me too, that one really stings. But what are you going to do? You could always try to go on a rescue mission for some of your stuff. No, absolutely not. No one is going back in there until we have researched thorough plans of action. This goes especially for you, Monstera. Who knows if you would be able to leave again. You've done enough for my family. How about no one is going back in there, period? We're going to need to deal with it eventually. Boarding up the library isn't a permanent solution. Are you sure about that? Because I don't see any reason we couldn't just leave the thing alone forever. I'd like to apologize on behalf of my cousin for making you stay here. You don't have to fall on that sword for her, Monstera. There's no need for anyone to apologize. Things happen, and it's not like we'll be staying here long term. I'm going to get the library back with our house with it. I'd best be on my way. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for doing this. I can't express how much. It's nothing. I'll call later and see how she's doing. Good luck with the both of you. Dr. Kelly briskly pushes past you and leaves. Oscar, before we get sidetracked, we're not just here to talk about monsters and what happened in the library. Oh? Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. Have you seen her? You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Before you go there's something I wanted to get your thoughts on. Let's step outside. Oscar ushers you to the street. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, or at least okay as it can be, considering everything that's happened. But I don't exactly feel safe. Strange things are going on in Scarlet Hollow, and I'm tired of running from them. I want to get our house back. You've all been looking into the town's history, correct? I overheard your discussion in the library the other day. Have you been able to find anything that might explain what's going on? I don't think we have too much to go on. I can't help but feel like there must have been some kind of inciting event since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. But I have no idea where to even start, really. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are unfortunately in the library. Rosalina's been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I never got around to it. So online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Make sure Pixel stays inside. He might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things on the woods, right? With those faces. They snatch animals to do some kind of parasitic egg-laying thing. So unless you want one of those things to pop out of eggs, Pixel, you'd better keep him where he's safe. I think the dogs kept him safe, like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. Gang of dogs. I suppose stranger things have happened. It's very weak, in fact, but we'll make sure he stays safe. I think there's something in the clinic. There was this door yesterday, and I could feel something pulling me towards it. right. I'd almost forgotten after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something that reminded you of the mines, right? I'll see if I can dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. Oh God. You don't think that's why Reese is sick, do you? He's been sick for years, hasn't he? If there's something supernatural causing his illness, it puts a bit of a wrench in our recent theory. It does. Maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe things being clustered so tightly together is just a coincidence. Maybe Scarlet Hollow has been weird for a long time and we're all just starting to notice. Took me back-to-back encounters with the paranormal and consecutive nights to even consider that we might be dealing with something supernatural. One way or another, I'm going to find out myself back there soon enough. It's faint, but I can feel the pull at the clinic door and it's only getting stronger. You're not planning on breaking in, are you? Because if so, nope, you are not going to do that. Let's not have a repeat of last night. We should be more cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it's to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? Burning daylight. Let's head out. Let's do it. Just let me know what you find. I will. We're going to get to the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. Okay, so he's doing research. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rock or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. The bells of the general store chiming welcome you to as the two of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, Monstera. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella's missing, and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go up, get to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Monster about. I'm really feeling fine. I want to hear what she has to what you want to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Monster. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. There's something off here, as if Kanika's spirit dimmed at Sybil's words. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. What did you do to Kanika? Do? It almost sounds like you're accusing me of something. The only thing I did was tell her she should rest, as any mother would, and she listened, as any child would. Ignore Sybil and follow Kanika. You push past the old woman heading up the staircase to Kanika's room. Sybil calls after you, but ignore her. Something isn't right here. As you do, your thoughts flash back to the door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even the memory of the door tugs at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I just think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I need to talk to you. It's important. Oh, hey. Sorry, Monster. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. It looks like you're on your own. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the present. It's like a magnet that's been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits from its compulsive frequency. You used to be quite the Lady Casanova in high school, and back in the day you learned two things. First, that the second floor of a residential building is never locked, and second, the skills needed to take advantage of that security flaw. No judgmental parent ever managed to get in the way of you and your high school flames. Scan the parts of the building around this terrace and zero in on the drain pipe. Bingo. It's been a while since you've done this. You're a little rusty, but it doesn't take much effort before you're there. You try the door. It's unlocked. It's always unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and there's a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here. And you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Monstera, what are you doing in the morgue? Hi. Hey. Sorry, this must look kind of weird. I promise I'm not secretly dead already or something. Sometimes I just come down here to practice, rehearse. If you are a living corpse, that wouldn't be a deal breaker. That's good to know. I'm still not, but I'm glad I haven't managed to scare you off. It's not often I get to meet new people, especially new people I would like to get to know better. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. Are you good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fever consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body's storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet. Oh, wow. You step forward and pull out the drawer. So this is your Aunt Pearl Ann, whole Baroness of the Scarlet Mines, and the local she-devil that has seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to warn. This is not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now, the warmth and energy of life now dissipated, the same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. Cold air rises from her bluish skin, her vacant, flimsy eyes staring up at nothing. You try to imagine what she may have looked like alive and breathing, slinging subtle insults at the townsfolk, but it's hard to picture any expression on a face so stiff and cold with death. Making sure she don't walk off. Do you know how to check for signs of murder? Just wondering. No, sorry. Not unless there's a meat cleaver sticking out of her head or something. Doesn't look like that's the case, though. Just looks like an old lady. Having seen what's there was to see, you slide the drawer back and close it. The mines had a stone carving the other night, as Oscar's house did yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall. I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get back there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Thanks for understanding. Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be useful, I'm happy to do it. I'll be right back. Yeah, the dead body was interesting. That was a really cool thing I was able to do. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced by an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the other open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs slightly. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit. but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. I think it looks like we're all out though. Really? I thought you just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyways. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I'm probably busy. Oh, no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. Take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatrical rasp has left his voice, excitement remaining in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your exasperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. Your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes. It should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would keep it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doctor's office first. You make your way to the door of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them. Read the files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Did you find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2013, or 2003. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her great-granddaughter, or her granddaughter. Herland Scarlet. Herland Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person's illness. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum. Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Definitely gonna make fun of her for that later. Oh. There we go. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 69. Cause of death, fall from a cliff. This one has a coroner report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from a great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. We quickly flip through the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, age 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed it by his brother Enoch. Joseph Scarlet, born April 8, 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Lewis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth, mother Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Alexander Scarlet, born December 12th, 1947, died August 20th, 1957, aged 9. Missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, aged 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that is a lot of kids to outlive. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway. A second later, you turn the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back out of view from the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closest door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available. In the nearly full closet, Reese is close on your heels. Let him in. You let him in. Together, you listen at the door as the doctor makes her way to some deeper room in the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We'd better wait a second, just in case. You're momentarily distracted from the danger at hand by Reese's sudden closeness. It's almost strange to be here with him, after the way he was hidden away from the first few days of your week in Scarlet Hollow. It made him into a seemingly mythical figure, the tragic artist wasting away in the basement guarded by a tyrannical warden. Now he's right in front of you, a flesh and blood human being, one you could reach out and touch if you so desired. Lean in, gently touching Reese's arm. You pretend to lean in to get a better look through the small gap in the door. Your skin brushes against his. It's cool, as you'd expect from someone who'd just taken a nap in the morgue, but not unpleasant. It's almost a relief in the sticky air of the closet. He reflectively twitches away from you, emitting a small involuntary gasp. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. His voice is quiet. You could feel him trembling slightly, the air between you practically vibrating. I did that on purpose. Oh. He relaxes slightly, uncoiling from the cramped space he's trying to escape to. You could do it again if you want. You lean in again, and so does he, your shoulders touching as you both stare out into the office. Feel his heart beat through his skin. It's going at a rapid pace, his breath shallow. But the sounds of him are drowned out by Dr. Kelly's footsteps creaking their way across the house towards the open door of the office. The footsteps return, they're getting louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, he opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. Come here, Chula. I hear you crying. Come here. Chula Bonita, move. Come here. Come here. Come on, little lady. Come on. Come here. No, if you want to come here, you're going to be over there crying. You're going to come over. We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. Medical supply room is probably our best shot. Our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through a slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the medical supply room, or just the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. Now we can. Reese pauses, turning to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now. Floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instruction, once again, stirring down the basement stairs, letting the pool of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I was just chilling in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music. I'll be sure to put in my earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in that refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for that. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's hardly the cover we need. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down the wall. Reese smiles. Good. Feels like I've been missing out lately. Wall. Now. Let's do this. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically swinging through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, the wood frame holding it in place, starting to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. Splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep from into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond becomes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Someone doesn't want us to find these carvings. I wonder if it's whoever put them there, or if it's someone else. Whatever the reason, they went to a lot of effort to hide this one. I wonder if the doc even knows about this wing. Just a really hot girl swinging an axe, ripping open a wall. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten. Water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The plank's nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. And then tearing out the final wall with her bare hands. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found an alternative. We don't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's all right. It's all sorted. We are taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal. Some weird carvings and collapsed. I think you might have some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. Wish I'd been awake while you carried me. I could always put on a repeat performance if that's the sort of thing you'd like. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come into the morgue. Wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I had a vision. Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long. The room would feel smaller. I think these carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. I wouldn't want something to happen to you. I'd like to get to know you a little better before either of us die. What now? We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The doc is on a warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. There's no way I'm going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door, so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You locked your door? Of course I did. I put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here to finish me off for whatever it is she might do now. And I know her treatment plan, and I know, and that to do now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. But now we're just locked downstairs. Maybe I was a little panicked when I found out what she'd been giving me. And she was upstairs, talking through the door, saying I should take my pills, and I just took what few precautions I could. It's not ideal, but at least it buys us some time to figure out what to do. We should treat her as a serious threat. This might sound strange, but I think she's gone to some desperate lengths in the past. There are these weird memories I have. I always assumed they were just dreams or hallucinations, but now I'm not so sure. I think she used to use tranquilizers on me. Other times that I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my own instincts when it comes to lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. I don't know if you'd be safe either. I'd never forgive myself if she did something to you because I wasn't careful enough. We'll wait until she's asleep, and then we can at least get out of the basement and we can figure out what to do from here. So, how are we supposed to pass the time until it's safe to leave? A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I believe you owe me a showing of Shinochi Deathblood. I believe I do. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to this sort of thing I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. It's a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe it's just how it feels being down here all the time. What with the grimsly paintings, lack of lighting, cylinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings and then winds up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's a found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be able to do things like this from now on. Just put on a movie and hang out with people I like. He trails off, his newly energetic and chatty demeanor once again replaced by his usual shy, tense self. But you can still tell that there's something different about how, now that he hasn't had his daily dose of medicine, something is changing inside of him. As horror begins to unfold on the screen, you inch closer to him, resting your hand slightly on his. He practically jumps out of his skin at your touch, but he doesn't move away. His face is still turned away from you, staring intently at the screen, but he grips his hand. His grip more confident than before. It's warm now, the skin dry and smooth, loose on his bony knuckles. He's shaking slightly. Your hands are soft. A man on the screen yells potent of doom into the camera, trailing off into the wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people. And only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's possibly safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now. What with his entire reality turned out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. It's more than just something that's changing in Reese. It's everything. There's a knock on the window. Monstera, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anybody. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear for people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Monstera. The window shatters. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his foolish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside of Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. We aren't safe, but I feel strong and I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. You're not sure who to help. Try it. Best to follow for now. The tale is really adorable. You make your way to the door that beckons to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads. You know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten base of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new terror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! Duck! You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see the dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart from between the ribs and heaving heavily breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're gonna have to try harder than that, you bit. No. How did you? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood, Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. Hi, Perchie. Hi, baby. You have the worst timing, but I'll show you off to the camera because you are so pretty. Yeah. The artist starts away, but his creation continues their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run to a nearby room. You rush out of the main entryway, taking over the first room you see. A few seconds pass. Things are quiet. Hey. Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, monster. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. You survived! What is going on? I think you can probably put that together. Now listen to me. You're in the middle of medical storage room, right? I need you to use the black taped key to get to the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carafentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it. An intercom system. Doc? Good, you should hear this. Monstera, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement. Or maybe someplace even worse. And keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. Can't you two just get along? No, sorry, we're past that point. I want retribution. Even more than that, I want security. As long as she lives, I'm in danger. Reese, I love you. I never wanted it to get to this point. Don't try to make up for it now. It's too late. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance. And you decided to convince me I was dying instead of letting me exist. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Ugh! What the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizer and head to the safe room. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's clearly an organized woman. Head for the safe room. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint ceiling and shower. Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it, painted first splattering across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably should have a few minutes before he gets here. What is this room? Old X-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility. I had their door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Let's talk, Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead. I have nothing left to hide. And did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra: thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. Figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed, right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, though enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that there was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. He's only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happened to him, or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess we'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps on Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone, I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sakes. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet. But they were just dreams. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. You're such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready. But he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever. no matter what kid grows up, and no matter what kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure your child was brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. Doing what you can to make sure the child that you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. How do you know that he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad. But every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes up. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. He's been kind to me. Yeah, Ted Bundy was kind to people he picked up off the side of the road, then he slaughtered them. He's a really sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, and then I lock him in there. When I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective, then we all live happily ever after. There has to be some other way. It's just going to make him feel trapped. It sure is, especially since I'll have to isolate him even more now that he knows what's going on. He is going to hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given. What I've been given is an ethical dilemma where I either let my son kill me, freeing him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force feed him poison to keep him controllable. Or the third option, I kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. While we're at it, are there any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. I think I was having her pick all the romance options, but it feels really weird to flirt with his mom. We're gonna undo it. So, now that I know all your secrets, I guess we're kind of a team, huh? Kid, you're at least a decade too young for me. Oh, well, I guess it's fine. This might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before they close in the hallway. Dr. Hilly opens the door. The two of you stare out to the hallway. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over those tranks. This is our shot. Okay. So this is where I have options. Tame the beast. So we're gonna do two options. So first off, we're gonna do this option. Don't give her the tranks. Because this is the, I had a few achievements I needed to earn. You take a cautious step back from the doorway. Two of you are never going to find common ground. You've had your chance to fix this. Now it's time for Reese to finally get to live. Stop messing around and hand him over now. Reese pushes his now massive form into the safe room, staring down at his mother. Reese, I'm so sorry. I didn't get the achievement. The achievement means I had to not grab the tranks to get the achievement, but that dialogue option with her was new, so I'm still happy with that. Sorry you had to see that. Oh, no, there it is. It's finally over. I did it. Okay. I got it. Well, welcome to the Dead Moms Club. Okay, let's save it before I make that comment. Because I want to make sure I can romance him. Yes, we all get there eventually, right? Glad it was sooner rather than later. No way was I getting out of here as long as she was around. I mean, look at this room. A prison cell, ready for its occupant. Good thing she never got the chance to use it. You carefully pick your way across the room, trying your best to avoid the fresh blood splattered across the floor, and kneel next to Reese. You can see a sadness in his eyes, staring into yours from his inhuman face, viscera still dripping from his maw. You lean in and wrap your arms around him. It takes him a moment to react, seemingly shocked at your touch. Both his arms fold around you, his wide palms pressing you gently to him, holding you against his bony chest. His shoulders shake in your grip. You realize he's crying. He breaks away. Monster, I'm really sorry you had to be here for this. But thank you. Thank you for understanding me. I need to get out of here. Go someplace where there aren't any memories, but I'll see you soon. And then he breaks out of your embrace and stumbles out of the safe room, his footsteps getting faster and faster as he runs off into his new life. Shell-shocked, you stumbled out of the clinic and into the night air. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day, crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Go home. It's time to go home. You don't get far before you're interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away from when you try to lean down to her. Good doggy. Pat her on the head. She snaps at you, nearly biting, then whimpers and starts trying to draw you towards the woods. She's clearly in deep distress. Oh, I don't really want to follow her. You continue walking back to the estate, doing your best to ignore Gretchen's ever-distant whines. Eventually, you're far enough away that you stop hearing her, but you don't get much further before a familiar voice freezes you in place. It's time for you to get home. He appears out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize it's paint. Evidence of the altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Let him walk you, shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Seems like Reese gave you a run for your money. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realize he's laughing. He managed to catch me off guard. Those constructs of his were an interesting little trick, but that's all they were. He won't be so lucky next time. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. Not exactly, I wasn't sure, but now I know. I should be able to make quick work of him next time. Don't you lay a finger on him, do you hear me? You've gotten so attached to him. What a shame. I don't suspect he's long for this world. Even if I don't put him out of his misery, someone else will, eventually. I'm sure your infatuation will fade with time. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. We should try to spend some time in that the Tabitha be around. Forbidden places won't be forbidden. Until then, sleep well. The estate feels empty. Wind howling through its abandoned halls. The very foundations cracking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Okay. So this is the avenue where we killed a mother. Damp smell of the mattress, a sign that now finally rise once again. We're going to save here. And now we're going to do the other option where we tame the beast. You step forward. Place a calming hand on his face. You take another step forward. Do you have a death wish? Get back! Reese stopped in the middle of the hallway, staring down at you, a hint of fear in his eyes, like a raging elephant staring down at an approaching mouse. You slowly lift your hand to his face. He shudders as you touch his long maw, the skin elastic and constantly shifting as the bone expands beneath expands and contracts unnaturally. What are you doing? You gently drop your hand, your eyes meeting his in a moment of understanding beyond the need or usefulness of words. He takes a step back, and then he's gone. You can hear his thudding footsteps recede down the hall, then the sound of the front door. How the hell did you manage that? We have a bond. You met him yesterday, but I can't deny what just happened. You managed to get him to back down. Still, I doubt the rest of the town is going to be able to do the same. Dr. Kelly carefully makes her way to the entrance of the clinic, checking around corners as you follow close behind. He's long gone. The door to the clinic hangs open, the night beyond seemingly empty. I would go after him. He's all keyed up. If I don't do something, he might go after somebody else. That's my boyfriend? Don't you dare. You're what? You met him yesterday. She sighs, but it's dark. He has better night vision than me. Going after him now would probably just end poorly. Congratulations. You'd better hope if this supposed relationship ends, it ends amicably for your sake. If I'm being honest with myself, it's been a long time coming. I couldn't keep this up forever. Something was bound to break eventually, and I suppose I should be grateful it didn't end with any of us dead. Yet. Dr. Kelly glances around the clinic streaked with paint from Reese's minions. He could have made much less of a mess, though. I've got to get cleaning. I appreciate it if you get the hell out of my house now. You do as the doctor says, walking out of the door, open into the cool night. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day, crickets singing quietly in this sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Go home. It's time to go home. You don't get far before you're interrupted. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground. I feel like we should go deal with Stella. Because it's like that was the whole point of the day, was that we're supposed to be looking for Stella. Sorry, Gretch, I'm really tired. You continue walking to the estate. And then, homeboy, walk you. No way, dude, I'm walking home by myself. You start walking up the road, his silhouette fading into the dark of the night. But it's not long before you hear the slow, methodical thud of boots on the road behind you. Turn around to confront your pursuer. Wish Reese had finished you. When amidst a strange kind of laughing sound, you realize he's laughing, as if he could even try to help. His little constructs were a trick I wasn't expecting, but he won't be able to catch me off guard again. Wayne walks ahead, just ahead of you in near complete silence. You know, Reese was like that. It was different. Exactly how I'm not sure. Quick work of it next time. But I like him. You shouldn't have gotten attached. I don't suspect he's long for this world. Even if I don't put him out of his misery, someone else will eventually. You continue on back to this statement. Sure, we'll see each other, and then telling me to go into the house, sleep well. Disappears, go home. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble, collapse on the bed, the smell of damp sheets, staring at the welcome home. Daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you. We did it. Close your eyes, exhaustion subcoming immediately. You drift off to sleep, thinking of Reese out in the woods somewhere truly free for the first time in his life. And then you think of nothing. We did it! Woohoo! So there we go. We have the version where Reese's mother is still alive, and we have the verse where Reese's mother is dead. I am going to take a stop, and we will do chapter 4, 5, whatever it is later. I hope you enjoyed.